Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 18 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. This is the second episode of Road to Ranked for the day. I uploaded one earlier today because I missed out on an upload yesterday, and I basically want to keep up my promise with at least one upload a day. I did upload a video yesterday, but it was not an episode of Road to Ranked. It was actually a team analysis of the SAM team that I've been using previously on Road to Ranked. So earlier today, I used Sejong Park's Pachirisu Como team just to try it out, which was really fun, and I was finally able to get my new team in game, and I finally EV trained the last member of the team. So you see the Pokemon on the bottom of the screen, but you got Gardevoir, Amoonguss, Landorus-T, Naganadel, I think that's how people say it's pronounced, Charizard, and the Hydreigon. So the main components of this is basically it's like a Tailwind Trick Room hybrid team, and it features Naganadel, which allows you to set up Tailwind, and poison coverage is really nice as well. I also have Hydreigon, which I think is one of probably I think a little bit underused right now, and I think it's a really strong option. So I'm kind of excited to see how that plays out. And then I have the dual Mega option with Charizard and Gardevoir. So there are a lot of ways to play this, and it should be an interesting one. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And as always, if you guys enjoy Road to Ranked, please share support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. So, we got Kirby for our first opponent of the day, running the Zapdos, Cresselia, Charizard, Landorus, Aegislash, and Tapu Fini. I've played with this game a little bit on Pokemon Showdown, and I think I like this lead the most, the Naganadel, and the Naganadel, and the Hydreigon, just because I have Tailwind Pressure, and Hydreigon it does have the Dark Z move, so I can just Dark Z move Cresselia, or really anything on my opponent's team other than the Tapu Fini, and then obviously the Naganadel covers the Tapu Fini. So I like those two a lot. Let's see who I want in the back. I think Landorus Charizard makes the most sense here. Not the biggest fan of Amoonguss because my opponent has a Charizard but also has a Fini for terrain, so probably not the best idea to bring Amoonguss. I do have Sludge Bomb on it, but other than that, it's really not that good. I mean, it can actually Spore 4 of my opponent's 6 Pokemon. So, thinking about that, it's actually not that bad in that sense, but not the biggest fan. And then I think Charizard is probably a better Mega Evolution here than Gardevoir, because if I get Tailwind up, the Charizard can really just sweep through things. Nothing on my opponent's team really takes Heat Waves well, other than the Fini, which I can Solar Beam. So, I'm going to lock in, and we'll see how this goes. Very first game, in-game, with this team, and I'm pretty excited to try it out. Not as exciting as maybe Sage's Pachirisu or Como. I will definitely try out Como in the future, and I think I'll probably try to build my own team around it, so stay tuned for that. But I think this team definitely has a bunch of cool tricks up its sleeve, and Hydreigon is one of the members that I really like. I figured it fit the team pretty well, and in practice, it's been really important, so we'll see if I can utilize it well here. So I got my double Dragon lead here as my opponent goes with Aegislash and Zapdos, which I am more than okay with here. So, Hydreigon is obviously in a pretty good spot. The question is whether I want to Z-move immediately, because my opponent might not anticipate me having the Z-move. So I'm going to Tailwind here, because Zapdos might Tailwind, so I want to match my opponent's Tailwind. Just what do I want to do here? I feel like Aegislash probably switches out, so I'm more inclined to just Dark Pulse the Zapdos. What's the worst case? Aegislash goes for a Z-move. I think, if I'm my opponent, I might want to switch into Fini. I also don't want a Z move yet in case my opponent does have Cresselia in the back. So I think I'm just going to Dark Pulse the Zapdos here, expecting Aegislash to switch out. But it's actually Zapdos that switches out. Okay. Into Landorus. I'm okay with that. The only thing I'm worried about is Aegislash going for a Z move into Hydreigon and being able to knock it out, because otherwise I get Tailwind up and Landorus is in KO range from my HP Ice. And Aegislash actually doesn't King Shield or switch out. Wow. Okay. That's kind of annoying, but I don't think it should be able to do too much here. And that looks like Assault Vest Landorus, and there's no Z-move coming out from Aegislash, which is good as well. It just goes for a Shadow Ball. Okay. It might be Weakness Policy, then. So, I do have HP Ice on Naganadel, but I'm not sure it gets the knockout here on Landorus. I will go for it, definitely. I think I'll probably just double up into that slot, to be honest, because that should definitely be Assault Vested, yeah. And, yeah, this makes a lot of sense, because if HP Ice knocks out Landorus, then Dark Pulse gets redirected into Aegislash, and Aegislash does King Shield here. So that's perfect. Should be able to knock out Landorus here, and then next turn I could Z-move into Aegislash. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious to see Zapdos switch out immediately turn 1, but I'll definitely take that. Yeah, I am actually modest, so if I get this knockout, it would also give me a Beast Boost. And I actually don't pick up the knockout, but that's why I doubled up into the slot. So the logic behind doubling up into that slot is, okay, if I get the knockout, like I know you're Assault Vested given how little Dark Pulse did on the switch-in, so you have to switch out and anything coming in would take an HP Ice or a Dark Pulse, or you stay in and you get knocked out. So Zapdos comes in now, but because we did see the King Shield last turn, I could just Z-move now into Aegislash. Alternatively, I'm considering just Sludge Bombing and Z-moving the Zapdos to try to get a knockout, because they still have Tailwind up. I think that actually makes a lot of sense as a play. Yeah. Because that should get the knockout. And if I could KO Zapdos, that's the biggest threat to my Charizard out the way. I'm not too worried about Aegislash right now because I have Landorus and Charizard in the back. And yeah, nothing protects or switches out, so... Wait. Okay. For a second I thought that was my opponent's Z-move going off because I forgot what the Dark Z-move animation is like, so I was super confused. So obviously I get rid of my biggest tool to deal with Aegislash because this would just one-shot it, but like I'm not really worried about Aegislash right now because I've got Charizard which can just overheat it for a knockout. And I don't want to give my opponent a chance to set up Tailwind in this game. So I wasn't sure whether regular Dark Pulse would knock out. I figured I might as well just commit to the Z move here. So kind of weird to see Aegislash up against Hydreigon this entire time, just kind of attacking, but I really don't mind that. I think this lead has definitely done its job perfectly. So I'm up 3-2. I still have one last turn of Tailwind, which is obviously good. And who do I want to switch in right now? I don't actually remember my opponent's team in Team Preview. What was the potential Mega Evolution? I remember there was a Feeny, there was a Cresselia, there was a Charizard. I don't think Feeny's in this game. I'm going to bring out Landorus, I think. Yeah. Just because if Aegislash wants to Wide Guard, then Dark Pulse just knocks it out. If it King Shields, then I get the Earthquake off. And it is Feeny. So my opponent actually does have Feeny, which I did not anticipate. That's kind of interesting, but okay. But I'm not too worried about that. I mean, that's not like the best Pokemon to see, obviously, as the last one. But I think I should have enough firepower to close out this game. Yeah, I'm also Assault Vested, by the way, on Landorus, if you're curious. I'm just going to EQ here. And I think I'll just Protect here. If Aegislash Wide Guards, then next turn I can just go for the Dark Pulse. But I want to scout out for what Feeny does here. Aegislash does Wide Guard. Okay, good play by my opponent. So I got a Dark Pulse there. I'll probably now EQ. I just want to see what Feeny is going for. And this also means that Aegislash can't King Shield guaranteed. So it just goes for Muddy Water. Okay. And I'm Assault Vested. I should be able to live with over 50% or survive with over 50%. Hopefully. Let's see. Yeah, easily. No drop? Ah, why do I jinx myself? Okay, but the thing here now is if my opponent wants to King Shield, it's not guaranteed because if you use Wide Guard, then the chances of a King Shielding is only, it's basically like a double Protect, which is 1 in 3. So I'm just going to Dark Pulse EQ now. And even if it does King Shield, I'll get the Earthquake off against the Feeny. I'll bring out Charizard. And Feeny against Charizard is a more favorable matchup for Charizard unless Feeny gets Calm Minds off. And Aegislash is just Wide Guarding, so that's fine by me. I should be able to knock it out here with the Dark Pulse. Unless it's Focus Sash, but Focus Sash to Aegislash literally makes no sense. So I'm glad Hydreigon has put in so much work in its first game here, because it has knocked out everything pretty much. Yeah, literally has knocked out everything. Dang, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, so it's 3v1 now. Like, Feeny probably gets a knockout on one thing. It actually is Calm Mind Feeny, okay. So, I mean, that's kind of annoying, but I think through Earthquakes and Solar Beam, I should still be able to just knock it out. As long as I don't miss Earthquake, that's my one concern. Because I can't switch out Landorus at this point into a Muddy Water. So, I'm just going to go for an Earthquake here. And I guess Dark Pulse is my best option because I can flinch it. And it's Stab. So it's 3v1 now, but if there's any Pokemon that can maybe pull this out, it's Feeny. But I just need to keep chipping it, basically. If I hit this Earthquake, I think I have the game won. So let's see. Nice. So despite the accuracy drop, I do connect, which is very fortunate. And that should put it in KO range from a Solar Beam. Yeah. So Muddy Water here will knock out my Landers, but now I get Charizard out. And Solar Beam against Feeny, like... I don't know how much it actually does. Another accuracy drop. That's kind of annoying, but I'm fairly sure I should get the knockout here. Part of me is considering Dark Pulsing. Like, because Feeny's, like, typically now will run the 50% berry. But even if my opponent has the berry, I think, like, 2 Solar Beams plus the Dark Pulse maybe finishes it off. Yeah, it's only a +1, so I feel like I should be able to get the knockout here. I kind of actually want to play it safe and protect Charizard and just Dark Pulse Feeny here. That might be better, actually. I could miss, though, and then Feeny could Calm Mind, which could be bad. So I think, never mind, I'm just going to Mega Evolve attack. So Mega Evolve, Solar Beam, and Dark Pulse. Of course, I have a chance to flinch as well, which is always good. Accuracy drops have been annoying. Fortunately, I did hit the Earthquake earlier, though, which was important. So I'm kind of surprised to see that my opponent did have Feeny, given that Feeny didn't switch in earlier on. I figured that would be a really good switch in against what I had. But I'm going to Mega Evolve Charizard now, get the Drought up. Let's see if Solar Beam can finish it off. Oh, Feeny just protects, okay. So that's smart, getting rid of Turn of Sun. I do confirm it has Protect as well. Protect, Calm Mind, Muddy Water, Moonblast most definitely then, and it should be like the Wiki Berry set. I mean, there were still 4 turns of Sun, so now I'm thinking of just Dark Pulsing. But I could also crit, and that would actually be bad, so I think I'm just gonna go for the same play. I'm not sure, because I don't believe I have that much. Oh, my Hydreigon is faster, never mind, I forgot about that. Okay, yeah, nice. I should have remembered that. Yeah, so this Charizard is a little bit bulkier. I think I actually want a more offensive set. I thought about it after EVing it, but this should get the knockout. Yeah, okay, easily. Nice. So, I was thinking of just protecting Charizard and Dark Pulsing because I forgot I'm using a slower Charizard there, but it ended up not mattering. So, yeah, I mean, that was kind of a scary game just because in the end it was like, oh, Feeny could maybe actually pull something off, but the Hydreigon and the Naganadel put in a lot of work there. Like, that lead basically worked out perfectly for me because if you're leading Aegislash against the Dark Z Hydreigon, like, I just have so much advantage and momentum. And basically, like, the first turn worked out perfectly, turn 2 worked out perfectly, turn 3 really worked out perfectly as well. And I think if Feeny came on any point earlier in the game, I really feel like Feeny should have switched in. Like, switching in Feeny against Hydreigon is very free, but I suppose my opponent was probably a little bit afraid of the poison from, or just like Sludge Bombs from Naganadel, which would make some sense. So, yeah, that was a really cool game. I feel like it definitely features a bunch of the team I kind of wanted to feature, so I'm pretty happy about that. And in general, yeah, I think this team revolves actually very heavily around Hydreigon. So it basically has a bunch of options, right? Like Landorus for Intimidate and Assault Vest, which means it can easily survive attacks and stay around for a little bit longer, even though the EV spread is basically like max attack and max speed. So what the Landorus allows me to do is just cycle and Intimidates, which is really important, especially when you're using like Cresselia and Gardevoir. Like that's typically why if you look at like the most popular teams in 2015 in VGC that were used with Cresselia and Gardevoir, like Landorus would typically very often support them. I mean, Landorus is one of those Pokemon that have just been so dominant every year of VGC that's been allowed in, and there's a good reason for that. Like it just has amazing typing, amazing move pool. Intimidate plus, you know, being a flying type is just so helpful, and it's very versatile, and there's just so many different sets you can use. So that's one of the reasons why it's really strong. And it does, you know, synergize really well. One thing I do have to remember, though, is that Naganadel actually is not flying type / does not have Levitate, because I have played a couple of games in practice on Showdown where I would Earthquake next to it, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, of course, you know, it's like in the air, it should be fine. And then I get hit, and I'm like, oh, right, that's super effective. And I just knock myself out. So that's one important piece of information to remember. But we're just going to look for our second game of the day. You know, when building a team, like, basically, I kind of wanted to start with the Naganadel. I wanted to have 2 modes. My goal is really to try to get, I can't find someone, so we're just going to jump back on. My goal is really to feature, like, every Mega Evolution in a different team as I play along in these first couple of weeks. So okay, we're going to find a 1582 rated opponent from Japan for our next opponent of the day, currently hovering just under the 1700, so making that push up there. This opponent running a team of Charizard, Lele, Koko, Gyarados, Aegislash, and the Ninetales. So 4 of the 6 Pokemon allowed in VGC 17, the add-ons being Charizard and Aegislash. So, let's see. This definitely seems like a game for... leaning more towards, like, going with actually, like, the same comp that I did last time around. That seems like my strongest option here. Like, I'm thinking I definitely want Charizard here because I'm pretty Ice Weak, and so being able to shut down Ninetales is really nice. Thinking of just leading Naganadel and Hydreigon again, but maybe that's actually not the best this time around. Kind of like leading Charizard here, actually. Yeah, I like that a little bit more. I think I'll go Naganadel, Charizard, with Landorus and Hydreigon in the back. I'm pretty confident about those. I'll lock those in. I think, like... I don't know, once again, Amoonguss tough to bring when Koko sets up the terrain, so I can't just sport things easily. Trick Rooming isn't exactly the most viable option because of the Aegislash. And, like, Gardevoir Hyper Voice doesn't do that much against Aegislash and Charizard, which are both very major offensive threats. So I'm going with the same mode with my team today in both games, but I feel like this mode has probably been better against both of the team compositions that we're going against. But that's kind of why I designed this team, where it's like it's very dependent on what your opponent has, and sometimes Gardevoir and Amoonguss are really good, other times they really just aren't very strong at all, i.e. this game and the last game. So we see Ninetales Lele, which I would say is pretty nice for me here because I get to Mega Evolve and I get to Tailwind, and there's nothing my opponent can do to really stop that. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. And then once Tailwind is up, I can kind of just spam Heat Waves. The question is whether I want to attack with Charizard turn 1 here or not. Because Lele here has to make an important decision. Do you Psychic like the Naganadel, or do you just attack Charizard? I really want to just Heat Wave here. I'm definitely going to Tailwind here, just because speed is really important in this match. I think Charizard is probably too important to just give up immediately, but I'm still going to Mega Evolve. Yeah, I'm just going to Mega Evolve and Protect. The reason why I'm Mega Evolving this turn, despite protecting, is because I need to get rid of the Hail. I think that is pretty important. Because by getting rid of the Hail, I mean, you would think Ninetales here probably doesn't Aurora Veil or Blizzard, but in the off chance that it does, if I get the Sun up, then it's not accurate, / you can't Aurora Veil. Blizzard's not accurate, I should say. And Ninetales actually, curiously enough, does stay in, so I'm very interested in seeing how this turn plays out. The other thing is, by Mega Evolving, I conserve my Sash on Naganadel, which means my opponent needs to double up into it to get a knockout. So we'll see if my opponent actually does double up into it. Well, Lele actually protected. Okay, so I could have Heat Waved here. But that's fine, I'll still get my Tailwind up. I think we might just see an Icy Wind from Ninetales. I was thinking Lele might have the Z move or be Spexed. Wow, Ninetales just Blizzards. Oh, please miss. Oh, it does connect. Alright, if this freezes me, I'm gonna cry. Okay, it was faster too. Is that Scarfed Ninetales? I'm really confused. Although this is modest Naganadel, so maybe Ninetales is faster. Well, now I'll get a free Heat Wave off, definitely. I think I'm just gonna Sludge Bomb Lele and Heat Wave. I don't see how my opponent stops this right now. Especially because Lele protected, and anything switching in would get knocked out. Let's see, Gyarados. I guess Gyarados would take like 35% plus another 35% from the Sludge Bomb Heat Wave, so that wouldn't get knocked out. But I feel like I'm in a really good position right now, and my opponent just stays in with both Pokemon, okay. So I just get the outright knockout there, and that gets me a Beast Boost, but, like, is Ninetales Scarfed? I don't remember whether Max Speed Ninetales should outspeed Naganadel, but I do connect with the Heat Wave. I can't believe my opponent just stayed in Blizzards turn 1. Oh no, it is Sashed, okay. What is my opponent going for, just another Blizzard? Are you serious? And it double hits? I mean, okay, I guess. That's really annoying, just given how good Naganadel is against my opponent's entire team. Especially the Coco. I mean, that's like kind of frustrating, but oh well. I'll bring in Landorus here, just because Earthquake and Heat Wave provide immense coverage against my opponent's entire team. That's really annoying that my opponent hits both Blizzards, and Charizard's coming in here, so that's also a good sign for me. Yeah, that's kind of annoying, but oh well. I mean, I'm still in a pretty good spot. This game is going by really quickly. That's only one turn of Tailwind gone. Just, if you miss either of those, I feel like I probably have the game wrapped up already. But I'm still in a good spot. I think I just click Rock Slide and Heat Wave here. I don't see any reason not to. Basically, I should be able to get 2 knockouts in the next 2 turns. Regardless of whatever switches in. Because my opponent, like, basically how you typically want to play around Tailwind is you either, like, double protect, pull out a switch, and then double protect again. Or, you know, you, like, protect one while switching out the other and keep giving yourself, like, a little bit more, like, momentum with your switches. But right now, my opponent just doesn't have anything to switch into. So Ninetales does withdraw into... It is Coco, but that's just going to faint immediately if I don't miss Rock Slide. And that means, like, if Charizard protects this turn, then it can't... Like, it only has a 1/3 chance of protecting next turn. Oh, but it's Charizard X! Ah, I didn't consider that. That makes this more interesting. Definitely makes this more interesting. Okay. But I do hit my Heat Wave at least, which is a good start. I mean, Rock Slide here should just knock out Coco and has a chance of flinching Charizard. Come on. That's really annoying. Okay. Well, Charizard might just faint from Flare Blitz here. It should, actually, given that the sun is up. I mean, I had the game 1 guaranteed there if I just hit the Rock Slide against Coco, but oh well. Charizard doesn't faint either. Okay, that's really obnoxious. Ah, that's annoying. That is really annoying. That's fine though, because now what I can do, everything is really low on my opponent's team. So I've got the Z move here, so I can just Z move to knock out the Coco through Protect, because Tailwind is still up. Yeah, and just Heat Wave. And then the Ninetales comes in, and then I double Protect, in which Charizard faints, and then Ninetales has to Blizzard. It would have to knock out Hydreigon and freeze Charizard. Although Heat Wave would unthaw me, so I just have to hit the Heat Wave. So I think I should still be good. I mean, this game has been annoying because I feel like, if either of those Blizzards miss, if I hit that Rock Slide, or if Charizard faints, like any of those, I win the game. So it's actually Charizard protecting, which means Coco's not protecting. So this is where if I were faster with Charizard, it would have been nice, because the Dark Pulse would have just gotten redirected. But I mean, I'm okay with this. Like, this will knock out Coco. Ninetales comes out, I double protect, Charizard faints from Hail, and then it's 2v1, in which I don't think Ninetales Blizzard should be able to knock both of my Pokemon out. Yeah. So, yeah, you'd imagine, like, had I hit that Rock Slide, then I can just Z-move to knock out the Ninetales, guaranteed. But, yeah, there's no reason for me not to target the Coco down there, just because I know, maybe I could have Solar Beam. No, actually, I should never Solar Beam in the off chance Ninetales is switching, because that's actually how I just lose the game. So, Ninetales comes in now. I'm just going to double protect, blow out this last turn or just let Charizard faint from the Hail. And then it's Ninetales at 1 HP against my Hydreigon and my Charizard. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like my opponent played very optimally, but I guess my opponent can still win in this position. So that's always kind of scary. But I'm just going to double protect here. Yeah. So Charizard should faint from Hail, and then Ninetales is at 1 HP. It basically, I don't even know if Blizzard knocks out Hydreigon. Like, I don't think it does. So I just need one of the two Pokemon to survive, and like if Hydreigon survives, I just win the game, guaranteed. If Charizard survives, I need to hit, obviously, an attack. But I feel pretty good about my spot right now still. Yep, Ninetales just Blizzards. Oh, I should have considered Charizard could Roost here. Okay, it doesn't have it. Oh, God. I was so scared for a moment. Yeah, because I had this game plan all set up, and I totally forgot. But it looks like I was actually faster with Hydreigon anyway, so I would have just been able to knock it out. But yeah, no reason to take that risk. I don't know how fast my opponent's Charizard is. So now Blizzard basically needs to knock out both of my Pokemon. I suppose you can hope, my opponent's WinCon, you obviously click the Blizzard button, try to hope you knock out Hydreigon, and hope that I miss with Charizard, because that still could happen. But, yep, just Heat Wave and Dark Pulse. This is where I wish I had Flamethrower. But it is coming down to the wire. I don't know. I'm pretty happy about how I played this game. I don't think there's really too much I could have done differently. Ninetales just Blizzard, so let's see if this knocks out Hydreigon. If not, game's over. Yeah, okay, I survived. Oh, I guess I could got frozen, but no freeze. Nice. Yeah, I'm really happy. I think Hydreigon complements the team really, really nicely with the Naganadel, and that lead combination's been really good. So we do get 2 wins in today's episode. Second episode of today. We did win the first 2 games in the first episode too, which was nice. So just under the 1700s now. So hopefully we can push into the mid 1700s with this team. But yeah, I feel like I'm happy about this episode because it featured everything that I wanted to feature with the Hydreigon and the Naganadel. Just going for the tail one, I was able to utilize Sludge Bomb, utilize HP Ice. Hydreigon really put in a ton of work with that Z move, as you guys saw. And that was just a weird game right from the start. I feel like, yeah, I was like, oh man, my opponent's just going for Blizzard against a Charizard, when Mega Evolves. I don't know, that was weird. Bringing Ninetales in general in that matchup, I don't think it's necessarily bad, but maybe my opponent was just like, okay, I'm just going to click the Blizzard button. So, yeah, not what I quite expected. Still kind of scary. Both games were games where I felt like I had absolute control, but it still could have gotten kind of dicey over there at the end. But fortunate enough, we do end up with a win on both games. So, yeah, it's going to be it for this episode, guys. The second episode of today. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry for missing out on upload yesterday, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the double upload today. We'll be back regularly starting tomorrow, and like always, I'm going to do my best to bring you guys daily episodes with this new team, and when I'm done with it, I'll post the team breakdown / analysis of it as well. So, yeah, so for this one, guys, thank you guys for watching. As always, leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.